Time to bring this little hellhole to the ground.
We're in the jungle now.
Max Payne Remakes. Story, gameplay, bullet time, release, and everything we know so far. Alright, let's dive into the Max Payne video game series, a true trendsetter in the third-person shooter space during the 2000s. We're talking about the first two games here, crafted by the brains at Remedy Entertainment. Yeah, the same folks who brought us Control in 2019 and Alan Wake in 2010. Initially, it was all Remedy's playground, but then the tides turned when Rockstar Games, a subsidiary of Take-Two Interactive, stepped in to acquire the franchise. And guess what? They went on to develop the third chapter in this saga, essentially marking a full stop to Max Payne's journey with a story set in Brazil, showcasing a battle-scarred, middle-aged Max in his late 40s. But hold on, the story doesn't end there. The Max Payne fanbase is nothing short of massive, and catching on to this, Remedy Entertainment has decided to roll back the years by remaking the first two games. Now, let's get into the juicy details. It's been over a year since Remedy dropped the bombshell about these next-gen remakes. Remember, April 6th, 2022? Since then, what we've known is pretty sparse. The remakes are set to be bundled together, kind of like what we saw with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 in 2020. And here's a kicker. They're using the Northlight engine, the same tech behind Control and Quantum Break. Fast forward to a recent business review for investors, and bam, we've got our first major update in a year. Remedy's being pretty open about the whole process, shedding light on how they're steering the Max Payne remake ship. Every project at Remedy kicks off with what they call the stage gate process. And the Max Payne remakes have just sailed from concept to the proof of concept phase. They're estimating about 3.6 months here, then the same for the next phase, which means we could be looking at a full production start around April 2024. The team's laser focused on the core elements that made the originals iconic. The full production journey, likely a year or two, plus an extra 6 months for that final polish. So for all you Max Payne enthusiasts, brace yourselves. It's going to be a long ride. In the meantime, Remedy isn't just sitting around. They've got their hands full with sequels for Alan Wake and Control, also threading through the stage gate process. As for the Max Payne remakes, they're bound for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS. But let's not forget, game development is a marathon, not a sprint. It's a complex beast. But given Remedy's track record for transparency and quality, I'd wager these remakes will be well worth the wait. Are they going to reinvent or expand the bullet time mechanic? But how? Let's break down the original Max Payne games. Real pioneers in their time. We've got to talk about the bullet time mechanic. This was game-changing stuff. It let players slow down the clock in firefights, pulling off acrobatic moves and pinpoint shooting. This wasn't just a flashy feature. It reshaped gaming and delivered a deeply immersive, dramatic player experience. Fast forward to the remakes, and it's clear the aim is to bring these classics into today's gaming scene. Remedy's pulling out the big guns with their Northlight engine, the powerhouse behind Control and Quantum Break. This means we're likely to see some major visual and gameplay enhancements. Now picture this. Bullet time, but leveled up. Think dynamically interacting with the environment during these slow-mo moments. We're talking about shooting stuff to create distractions or new paths, straight out of a John Woo film. And imagine seamless transitions from gameplay to cinematic bullet time scenes. Choreographed action sequences blending slow-mo and real-time, complete with flying doves and dual-wielding drama. What if you could control bullet time speed? Slow it down for those crucial shots or speed it up for smoother combat. And get this, a mechanic to slightly bend bullet trajectories, giving you that edge in tricky situations. Plus, imagine Max focusing on 2 targets at once during bullet time, mirroring that iconic dual-wielding style. Boss fights? They could have their own slow-mo moves, pushing players to adapt their bullet time tactics, and a combo system that rewards stylish bullet time use, encouraging creative combat approaches. Now let's talk multiplayer. Imagine cooperative bullet time, players syncing up to create a slow-motion battlefield. This could open up all sorts of tactical plays, like coordinated attacks or strategic positioning. It's all about teamwork here, with limitations to keep things balanced. Think a bullet time meter that fills up through gameplay. And for an extra twist, multiplayer modes built around this mechanic, like area control games or a co-op campaign tailored for bullet time teamwork. In short, cooperative bullet time could totally reinvent the multiplayer experience in Max Payne, adding a new layer of tactical depth and team play to the classic gameplay. Are they going to change the story of the Max Payne games? Based on the information at hand, it appears that the narrative core of the Max Payne remakes will remain largely unaltered. The primary endeavor seems to be the enhancement of these venerable titles to align with contemporary standards in graphics and gameplay mechanics, rather than a reimagining of the original story. Remedy Entertainment, the esteemed developer orchestrating these remakes, has pledged to faithfully resurrect the original game's narrative, action, and ambience for a new audience. Yet there is no indication of a fundamental alteration to the original plot. However, it is conceivable that the dialogue and contextual nuances might undergo refinements to better resonate with modern players. This could manifest in more organic dialogue, culturally pertinent references, or subtle modifications in character dynamics to better reflect contemporary sensibilities.
As far as I could tell. And I'd blundered my way into enough clusterfucks for one day.
An opportunity presents itself for Remedy to more thoroughly explore the histories and motivations of both principal and secondary characters, thus enriching the narrative. Consider, for instance, the character of Mona Sachs. The original games provide a cursory glimpse into her quest for vengeance following her sister's demise. Yet, there lies uncharted territory in her backstory, her life as a contract killer, and her entanglement with the criminal underbelly. Such exploration could lend greater depth to her interactions with Max and her personal crusade. Vladimir Lem is another character ripe for expansion. In the original narrative, Lem transitions from ally to adversary, delving into his ascent within the criminal hierarchy, his affiliations with the Punchinello crime family, and his subsequent treachery could yield a more layered depiction of his character and motives. The introduction of new characters linked to Max's history or the overarching conspiracies could offer fresh narrative perspectives. These additions might shed light on pivotal events in Max's life and the broader criminal milieu. The Valkyr conspiracy from the first game and the Inner Circle plot from the second could benefit from additional complexity, perhaps through the introduction of new factions or layers within these schemes. Moreover, the intricate dynamics of the New York City criminal underworld, including the interplay among various mob families and factions within the NYPD, could be more extensively explored. This would contribute to the game's neo-noir ambiance, enhancing the setting's verisimilitude. Expanding the gritty New York landscape with additional locales and side narratives would render the game world more vibrant and interconnected, potentially incorporating more interactive environments and NPC engagements that contribute to the overarching narrative. These enhancements could include additional screen time or backstory for secondary characters, making the game world feel more immersive and intricate. New cutscenes or flashbacks might be integrated to augment the storyline without altering the existing narrative framework. These could offer deeper insights into Max's past or illuminate events only briefly mentioned in the original titles. Given the evolution of narrative techniques in gaming, one might anticipate subtle shifts in tone or style. The noir elements of the original games could be intensified, and themes such as grief and revenge might be explored more explicitly. Contemporary gaming often features multiple endings or narrative branches based on player choices. Although this was not a characteristic of the original Max Payne games, the remakes could introduce this element, providing players with varied narrative outcomes contingent upon their decisions. As we await the Max Payne remakes, it's paramount to trust in the meticulous process Rockstar is undertaking. Rockstar's track record screams quality, so bet your bottom dollar that this extra development time means we're in for a top-tier gaming experience. Hang tight, because patience here is going to pay off with some seriously epic gaming action. And that's it for today's video, folks. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button and leave a comment below. It really helps us out and lets us know what you think. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of future videos. Have a fun one.
Ah!